The ASUS TUF A17 gaming laptop is here. So let's go ahead and take a look at this laptop, shall we? The laptop features a Ryzen 7 4800H, a nVidia 1660 Ti, 16GB of RAM, a 1TB SSD, 120Hz display, and Wi-Fi 5. The keyboard has a soft touch feel to the keys, and the WASD keys are textured and clear. The touchpad is a pretty decent size with nice physical buttons on each side, and the scrolling is very smooth with Windows Precision Driver. The keyboard has a decent amount of flex, although the palm rest at the bottom and top don't have that much flex. In terms of the display, there is some flex, but nothing too bad. The laptop is apparently MIL STD 810H certified, but it does not feel anywhere near as certified as my M4800 workstation, so I don't know if I trust that. And yes, the laptop is a fingerprint magnet everywhere. Onto the display, probably the most criticized part of this laptop. So it says IPS-like display, so I don't know if this is an actual IPS panel. The viewing angles aren't too bad, but the one bad thing is the colors. They're pretty bad. Doesn't even cover the sRGB color space. And it says it has adaptive sync, but I could not configure this anywhere, not even an nVidia control panel, and there's no AMD control panel installed from the factory. The laptop has DTS audio. Let's see how it sounds. There is one problem with the sound though. Let me show you what I mean. The speakers are down firing, so it doesn't sound good when their laptop's on a flat surface like this, and it actually sounds better when it's lifted up. Unfortunately, I kind of wish ASUS put them up here or in the front somewhere, but overall the sound is pretty good actually for a thin and light gaming laptop. For I/O, we have the power, Ethernet, HDMI, 2 USB Type-A's, and a Type-C with no Thunderbolt compatibility, and the headphone jack with the speaker on the side. Then we have the Kensington lock, an exhaust, USB, and another speaker. On the back, we just have the exhaust vents and nothing else. And on the bottom, let's talk about this. So as you can see, there's only a minimum amount of holes on the bottom. The rest of the plastic is actually covered. I don't know what ASUS was thinking, but they should have made the holes larger to increase the intake area because it's very small. In terms of servicing the laptop, there's a few screws you have to open from the bottom, and then you're going to need a guitar pick or something along the lines to rip apart the clips. And we have a battery, we have the speakers, we have the M.2 slot. There's two, so one's empty right here, so you can upgrade it. The RAM is also upgradable. It's not soldered, thankfully. And this is only 2 slots. So there's also the CPU and GPU, both soldered with the cooling fans. Everything's accessible from the bottom, so you can easily clean the fans as well. And thankfully, the power adapter is pretty thin compared to bigger gaming laptops. The laptop comes with a 1TB SSD, and it has a pretty good speed of 1700 megabytes per second read and write. It's definitely not a Samsung 970 EVO series SSD, but it's still pretty fast, and it's an Intel branded SSD. Let's listen to the fan noise. So the fan noise isn't that bad, and looking at gaming performance, the 1660 Ti actually performs very closely to an RTX 2060. You just don't get the ray tracing features. But in most games that I tested, we were able to hit at least 60 FPS with the exception of Borderlands 3 at 1080p. So for 1080p gaming, this laptop will do a really good job. Looking at benchmarks, the 1660 Ti performs about where everything else does, but the physics score for the AMD CPU and the Cinebench score was really good. It's actually beating the 9980HK, so great job AMD for that. In terms of the temperatures, the CPU did run hot in basically every condition thrown at it. It did reach over 80 no matter what. The GPU, on the other hand, was a different case. It only hit above 80 in Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and for the most part, it was in the 70s, which is pretty good, but it is a 1660 Ti, so GPU temps are normally lower than CPU temps in laptops. In terms of battery life, the 90 watt-hour battery allowed the ASUS TUF A17 to actually almost match the battery life of my 2017 MacBook Pro. That's saying a lot because the MacBook Pros that I've had have really good battery life, so it's nice to see that this gets good battery life. So the conclusion, is it worth it? At $1,099 or $999 for the 15-inch model, I can definitely say that this laptop is worth that price. A 1660 Ti has just enough power to play most games at 1080p at Ultra, and this laptop does it at an affordable price. And that AMD processor is very fast. It's a real 8-core CPU, and from the benchmarks that you saw, it performs really well. And the laptop gets pretty good battery life as well. So overall, for the price, I can definitely recommend it. I'll put a link in the description below. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. And I'm going to try and get some more laptops into review, so be sure to subscribe. And I'll see y'all in the next one.